So together with the Work and Pensions Secretary Liz Kendall, I'm leading the Child Poverty Task Force, and what we're looking at is every way that we can lift more children out of poverty. It is the moral mission of this Labour government to make sure that where you're from doesn't determine what you can go on to achieve. And too many children in our country right now grow up in poverty, and we're determined to change that. But we're not waiting around for that. We've already expanded free school meals eligibility. I have also always been clear, as has Liz Kendall, that through the work that we're doing, we will look at measures in the security system as well as every way we can lift children out of poverty. But I've also been consistent in saying that any change like that does, of course, come with a big cost. And we have to do any change in policy, any change of any description, we have to be clear about how we're paying for that and how that's going to be delivered.
OK, just to be clear then, for families like the one that you yourself grew up in, poor families, it is still possible that at some point this government will want to lift the two-child cap, which is a step that many of your colleagues on the backbenches who've essentially had their victory this week think is the best way of dealing with the problems you've just been enumerating. It is still possible.
Of course, I've heard what they've got to say. Of course, I've heard what they've got to say. I've heard what charities and others have to say on the topic too. But they will appreciate, as we all do, that any change we set out in this area or in any other area, we've got to be clear about what the cost is and how we make sure that the numbers add up. And that's the job of the Chancellor to do that at the budget. And our fiscal rules do matter for economic stability, for business growth and development. But of course, as part of the work that we're doing through the Child Poverty Task Force, we are considering all of the ways in which we can make sure that we have a fairer and more equal society and a country where children are not scarred by child poverty. It is appalling how many children right now grow up in poverty. We are determined to bring those numbers down and to deliver better life chances for children. And today what I'm setting out around our Best Start family hubs is also about making sure families have got the support they need, alongside that massive expansion of free school meals eligibility.